Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm just going to go a little bit more in depth into Voicemeeter Banana and show you guys how you can set up VBAN, sending audio or mic across the network, as well as sending all my system audio along the HDMI cable with my capture card. So as you see here, I'm just on the game PC now. I decided to just have a little print screen up of the stream PC because it just sort of made sense. Have them right next to each other and you can compare as we go along. So once you've gone ahead and downloaded Voicemeeter Banana, it's free program, by the way, so you will be hit with this screen here. Now, I actually haven't changed. It looks stupidly daunting. I've spent many hours on this, and it's still a little bit confusing, but I think I'm finally starting to grasp it. I haven't actually changed much from default. So this is what you'll be hit with. These two inputs here will show up blank. You just have hardware input 1, hardware input 2, and you might have a whole bunch of these A1, A2, A3, B1, and B2 on each input switched on. I would go ahead and turn all them off as the very first thing you do. Otherwise, you can get some nasty feedback if you've got the wrong switches on, you can get some weird looping. So once you've installed the program, go ahead, flick off all these switches on all of your 3 hardware inputs and virtual inputs if you like. Now for Voicemeeter to run, you'll see up the top here, this hardware out, it will be flashing. Voicemeeter will not run at all unless you select a hardware out. You don't even have to use that hardware out. It can be something in your PC for whatever reason, but something needs to be selected. Once that is done, so in the only thing I have changed in the system settings in here on default, this is on both PCs, by the way. The only thing I've changed is the preferred main sample rate. I have got on 4800 hertz, which is, I don't even know why. I don't even know why I've chosen that, but that's what I changed the quality to on all my devices in Windows. It's up to you. You can leave it at 44.1 if you prefer to leave it like that. It does not matter. I just like to have them all matching up, and I already had all my inputs on 48K. Alrighty. So now on my game PC up here, let's look at the hardware outs first. So on A1, I have my speakers, which is my Audinst HUD-mx2, which is a little DAC. So that hooks into my headphones. So that's my main audio out. The second one on A2, my second hardware out, second one down, AVT, what does that say? GC573. That is my capture card. It's an AVerMedia 4K PCIe card. Yeah. So that is the feed from my capture card. So once you've got those hardware outs selected, if you're wondering, the one over here, because I don't have any speakers, I don't have anything plugged into the stream PC. As I was saying before, you can use a hardware out. You can select a hardware out that you're not even using. So I have selected my USB interface for this microphone here on the stream PC's hardware out, which is the Steinberg UI22 Mark II. I have just selected that so Voicemeeter operates properly. If you don't have that and you don't have anything plugged in at all, find a little USB sound card or something. Unfortunately, I'm not sure of a way around it, but you need to have something selected. Okay, now the other big important thing, and this is the same step for both PCs. What you want to do, go into sounds, click on playback now. So as I was saying before, So the Audinst HUD-mx2 is my DAC for my game PC. So I've just, as I was saying, 4800, 48,000. I keep saying 100. 48,000 hertz, studio quality, 24-bit. That's what I have selected. However, you'll notice that isn't actually my default device in Windows. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and use the VB Audio Voicemeeter VAIO. This matches up to the first virtual input here, which will detect all of our system sounds. If I chuck some Spotify on, you can see this little bar on this virtual input 1 is moving, the VAIO. So it's automatically, this input will just pick up every single system sound that comes through. Now, one thing you want to do is, once again, properties, advanced, set it to the same. I've set it to 48,000 hertz, same as everything. I've just tried to keep it as simple as possible. I'm not currently using the aux input for playback. It's just for my mic. However, for argument's sake, I've just gone in and also switched that in case. Just keep everything the same and then less chance of something going wrong. So I have just changed the quality there. That's all for playback. So this will be this, once again, same on the stream PC. Do this, use the same inputs, use the VAIO for your playback on the stream PC as well. Change that setting. And then in recording, now we're going to choose, I'll show you how we're sending to this in a minute, but for now, Voicemeeter aux output is what we are using for our microphone. So yep, 2-channel, 24-bit, 48,000 hertz. Once again, I did change the Voicemeeter output here. Not that we're actually using that, but I've changed it to that as well, just in case. So Voicemeeter aux output. That is our default recording device. Now, as you can see here, you can't actually see my microphone in Windows, and that is because I currently have my microphone plugged directly into the stream PC, and it is sending across the network with VBAN. So I will go into that later on, but for now, that is all you need to do in here. The one thing that I won't be able to show you right now is in this recording tab on your stream PC, you will have your mic's input. Mine was showing up as a Steinberg, the USB interface, whatever you've got. If you want to run with your mic plugged into the stream PC and feeding back to the game PC, just go into the settings of it like I did with the DAC, but the equivalent with the microphone there, and change that quality to 48,000. Alrighty. So that is done for Windows settings. So we've got our 2 hardware outs here, hardware out up there. Now, as you can see here, let's cover the capture card side of things first. So, because we are now using Voicemeeter's output for default playback, so what I'm hearing in my headphones, you have, so these are little switches down here. So we have A1 and A2. So what this does, so once again, music, anything, system noise coming through here, virtual input 1 or B1 as the switches line up with. So clicking A1 and A2 will send it to my game PC's headphones, as well as feeding across the HDMI cable to my stream PC along with the video. So without this, you do need a mixer to use a capture card in a dual PC setup. I'm not sure, or you could use a physical mixer. This is just a digital one. It's cheap, but it's free. It's quite flexible, and if you set things up correctly, it's actually not too bad, and much less complicated and expensive, and seems to be doing the trick so far. So all right, so A1 and A2. So I'm hearing in my game PC headphones. It is being sent across to OBS. Sent across to OBS because I have this one ticked. If I untick that, I'm not going to hear anything. You guys can still hear it because it's still sending to the stream PC. So yeah, VAO, tick A1, A2, and you want to have B1 ticked as well, which is the virtual input 1, which is this one. Having that ticked means that it's actually sending it through. It sort of switches it on. I'm not really sure why, but it does need to be on. Now, that is all you need to do to get your system audio across the HDMI cable to your capture card. I have had a little bit of an issue where if my game PC is turning on before the stream PC, even though I'm not sure if it's specific to the capture card or what, even though this AVT is showing up there, I need to reselect it sometimes because it's almost like it knows it's there, but it doesn't think that the computer's awake and on, and it won't send through. So I just need to reselect that occasionally if it's waking up second. Basically, it's a bit of a little bit annoying, but we'll deal with it. All right. Now, it gets a little bit more complicated with the VBAN stuff, although it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I will cover actually the, so back over here on our stream PC settings, we've got the hardware out, which is relevant. Now, hardware input 1 is my Shure SM7B, which is plugged into the line, the Steindo, the UI22, right? So I've selected that. I've manually clicked on hardware input 1. I have selected that WDM device, which is my, the Steindo. Now, what I want to do here on the stream PC, now this here is just a little, you can add some echo, you can do low and high frequency, you can drag that around and have a little play with it if you want. I just have like the most minute amount of reverb echo there, just because I think it sounds okay. Now, so that is my hardware input 1 on the stream PC. My mic is a mono mic, which is why I've got that ticked. So it'll actually feed to both channels. You're not just going to hear me in one ear. Most microphones, you do not have to worry about that. If you've bought a microphone that is mono, you'll probably know about it. Anyway, so B2, this switch here, having that on will send all the feeds through my Voicemeeter auxiliary virtual input. So that is sending it to B2, which means that in Windows, it's going to be coming out of here. You can see as I'm talking, that's going up and down. Righto. So that's being sent to that one. And the first one is the system audio once again. That's all you really need to do there for, so make sure in OBS on the stream PC that you've got, well, you can just have Windows default selected for the main mic. The reason there is another method. If you do not want to have your mic plugged into the stream PC at all, you can leave it plugged into the game PC and either use VBAN the other direction, or you can send it across the HDMI cable with your system audio. I was doing this for the last couple of weeks. It worked completely fine. The only reason I decided to go the other way around was I wanted a direct feed into OBS to actually have the proper mixer volume meters and have a dedicated source, because I've got a Stream Deck, so I couldn't I couldn't just mute the microphone with the old method. I couldn't just mute the microphone in OBS with my Stream Deck. I had to mute also my system audio. So if I quickly needed to mute the mic and I still wanted the music playing in the background, it wasn't possible. They had to both go out at once, and I didn't really like that. So I've separated it now, and it's much cleaner in OBS, and it just means quality wise there's probably no difference, but it's sort of nice just having the webcam and the microphone plugged directly into the Stream PC there, just to know that that's sort of taking first priority. That said, so yeah, microphone. Now, yep, let's go into the VBAN side of things. Now, VBAN comes default with Voicemeeter Banana. All you need to do is go in and turn it on. You can see here incoming streams. Now, let's look at the Stream PC. Let's look at the Stream PC VBAN first, because we've got the outgoings. These ones, they're not on. I'm not using them anymore. I did a few tests, sort of possibly going the other way. But for now, we have got... I've got two outgoing streams. So go up, switch it on both. You'll see that little blue tealy light there. Yeah, switch it on for both here. IP address 2, it'll tell you what the it'll tell you what the IP address on the game PC here is in VBAN. So 192.168.1.167. So IP address 2. So this is the Stream PC, right? So all that does is telling it to feed across to that IP address, and you can set a stream name. Make sure you set the identical stream name, as I believe it is case sensitive as well. So the source for my alerts is bus B1. Now remember, B1 and B2 correspond to the virtual inputs. So B1 is all of the system audio that is coming into Voicemeeter on my Stream PC, which is this one here. So everything, all of my alerts, my if I want to watch YouTube, if I want to use it as more of a second monitor and actually have that kind of functionality there, watch Twitch up on a second screen, actually sort of make use of it, not just for streaming. All of my system sounds on that PC will be sent into my game PC's headphones with this method. Thing about programs like this is there's so many different ways to do things. I'm hopefully going to teach you guys about how the things work, how the channels work, how the hardware inputs work, so you can sort of decide for yourself which way you want to go about doing it. If you want to, yeah, there's so many choices. All right. Back down here. So yep, bus A1, alerts, stream name, to address, sampler rate. I have changed that to 48,000. Actually, that might have been default, but I left it at that, made sure it matched up. I changed the PCM to 24 bits. I'm not entirely sure what that does, but I have gone for the higher one because it sounds better. Net quality, optimal, obviously. Make sure that is on. You want the highest quality possible. It's not going to use much of your network to send across. So a couple of audio feeds at all. Alrighty. Now, once we've got, you physically have to click the on switch on the left here for both of them. Onto the second one, we've got the Shure SM7B, which is just what I've named it. You can call it whatever you want as long as it corresponds to the game PC. So that's the bus B2. So that's what we're feeding our hardware input 1 into. It's being fed into B2 via that switch. So that means everything coming into here, we're getting the the final product of the mic. So the source is B2 there, to address. Same again, same again. Pretty straightforward. Now, over here, make sure I'm not blocking any of these off with my webcam. All right, so now we're on to the game PC's VBAN here. So we have 2 incoming streams, 2 detected. So I've gone, switched them both on, made sure the names correspond identically. IP address from, you can get that on your stream PC's VBAN from over here. Punch that in, hit enter. You don't have to select these because they were selected on the other PC. Net quality. Yeah, I've changed that to optimal. I think it was default fast for some reason anyway. I changed that to optimal. Now, so this little green light on next to the IP addresses on both of them, it won't actually show up unless it's working. So if you don't see that there, something has gone wrong. I've just noticed a couple of little error lights there, and I don't know why. Anyway, as far as I'm aware, everything's working. Okay, now, destination. So we have, so I've put the mic at the top, and that is feeding into, we have all these options. So we have 1, 2, 3, and we have virtual 1 and 2. Just to cover it again, A1 to A3 is the same as 1, 2, 3, and B1 and B2 is the same as virtual in 1 and the same as virtual in 2. I don't know why there's a discrepancy and why they don't keep that the same. Regardless, that all lines up. Now, so what I've done is you can see over here, by the way, guys, you can right click the name at the top of these, top of the hardware input if you want to rename them, just so you sort of know exactly what it is. You can go ahead and do that. Now, with my mic, the feed from the stream PC to the game PC, I have turned it on in destination 1 because I had no hardware inputs, no physical hardware inputs on the game PC. So I've gone ahead and put that straight into hardware input 1. As you can see here, it's all working. It's all coming through. It's coming through to my game PC. You're hearing it directly connected to my stream PC through OBS. However, you can see that it's working. So from there, so you don't need to physically select any input devices. Selecting destination 1 here will just do it for you. B2, so turning that switch on once again is going to send that to our Voicemeeter AUX recording device, which we had selected as our default in Windows. Right, done. It's coming through. VBAN works a treat. The next one I have chosen for my alerts. Same again, optimal in destination 2. So I want that as my second hardware input, and I am sending that just to A1, which is my headphones, the DAC, the Audinst HUD-mx2, which is connected to my headphones on the gaming PC. So turning that switch on, A1, means that I'm going to hear everything coming in from my stream PC feed. Alrighty. Now, just going to open something up. Let's just open something up for argument's sake.
Finest tech tips at CES 2019 is brought to you by D-Brand, the D-Brand grip.
There you go. I just opened up a random YouTube video, so you could see that meter was coming through. That was a YouTube video on the stream PC. I'm not capturing that screen, so you couldn't physically see it. However, that audio is coming through, and yeah, I heard that in my headphones. Pretty damn cool. All right. That is about all you need to do. Now, the reason I didn't send this straight to virtual input 1, straight to all the system audio where everything else is because I got a crazy feedback loop, because it was looping around the computers and back and back and back, because once it's fed into there, it was feeding to the stream PC again, and then I got this crazy feedback loop. So having this on its own channel on hardware input 2 allowed me to just select A1, the game PC headphones, and yeah, I didn't have that issue anymore, which was great. That is sort of it. There's obviously a lot of functionality, a lot of different functionality you can do. There's some macro buttons. There's a separate macro button program built into Voicemeeter Banana. You can have that run on startup and make it like a global hotkey. If you want to look at that, there's plenty of stuff online. I'm not going to go into that for this video. You can see the little mixer up here. You're not going to be hearing any of the changes here because you're hearing it fed. You're hearing it fed from the stream PC. But yeah, I've got a little bit there. You can mess around with it. If you right click through the panels, you can get weird, like fun modulation stuff if you want to mess around with things. Probably wouldn't recommend that. And you might want to have a bit of a play here. Yeah, you can mess around. If you've messed around with a few things and you don't like it, double click on the square and it'll default. Double left click. So yeah, you've got some echo, you've got low frequency, you've got higher frequency. Yeah, I don't need to select mono here because that feed coming in is already being treated as a mono feed. So you can see both channels are going. Just having a look around. I don't think there's anything else I have missed. Don't worry about under the virtual input. It's got 44.1k hertz. This one for some reason says 96k. I'm not sure why. I haven't changed anything on either PC. That has just what has happened, but everything seems to be working fine. So don't worry about trying to look for that or how to change it or anything. It does not matter. Yeah, there is other things you can do if you want. If you want to go down the different channel route, having say Discord feed come in at a different volume, and you cannot have it in your stream PC. You can do things with like virtual audio cables. There is another free program to do that. I haven't sort of bothered. I'm pretty happy with the level that I'm hearing it, that my stream's hearing it for Discord and Spotify and things. So I'm not going to go into that either because I haven't sort of sunk my teeth into it. I know a little bit about it, but yeah, Voicemeeter does have a little compression. So this is just a really basic compressor and a noise gate. Just because I've got a print screen of the stream PC, I'll change it on the game PC. You're not going to hear these changes, but I'll show you. Yeah, so you can turn the noise gate up. It's basically just a trial and error. You'll see when it's coming up, when you're not speaking and when you start speaking, as long as it's not picking up any of that background noise or anything. And the compressor is just a one-step compressor, so you can have a bit of a play around. So once you've got that hooked in, yeah, see what you think. So what you can do, if you're wanting to listen to those in real time, I could go ahead and select A1. As soon as I press that, I can hear myself. It's very weird, but yeah, I could press A1 and that starts sending to my speakers. So all of a sudden I could hear myself talking, but it's a good way to listen to yourself in real time as to what the compressor and the gate are actually achieving there. In general, OBS filters, you will get a better compression. This is just a one-step compression. It's not as configurable. And I believe the gate, you've got a lot more to configure in OBS with filters, but it's kind of cool that it's there. If you want a really quick and simple way to do that and you don't want to mess around with OBS filters, you can have a fiddle here, or at least to get you started until you can work around. I don't use any OBS filters purely because I've got a hardware processor and preamp. I've got the DBX286S, which does it all with hardware. It does all my compression, it does the gate and everything before it even hits the computer. So I don't need to worry about any of the filters or anything in Voicemeeter in that sense. But yeah, that is it. I really hope this helps someone. I'm sure it will. Yeah, there's so much functionality in this program. I wouldn't recommend. I did have a mess around with some of these, the buffering sort of, I was worried there was going to be delay and things. There's all this exclusive mode, engine mode. Basically, you can change, lower the buffering and have things slightly more in real time. However, you run into a lot of issues. You can run into crackling. I had engine mode on exclusive for a while, or one of these on, and it was fine for like 2 days, and then all of a sudden it just died. So I'd recommend, unless you really know what you're doing, just leaving all those at default. Everything works fine. I hope I've been thorough enough and covered everything. If anyone has any questions, please leave them in the comments. Otherwise, you can find me on twitch.tv/jerknurkle. I try and stream a little bit every now and then, a couple times a week. Should be a link to the Discord there. If anyone wants to whisper me, got any questions, I will try and help you guys out where I can. Other than that, good luck, everyone, and I will see you out there.